Welcome back to Graceful Explosion Machine. The explosions are hot and heavy right out the gate.
Oh my god, so many graceful explosions that I shouldn't be looking at. Why am I looking at them?
Oh, already taking hits, huh? Well, I'm not looking to like platinum rank this right off the bat.
Haha, good one, Casey. Not looking at your explosions. You're doing it right.
That's right.
He's actually playing, guys, you should see. It's a shame that we don't have a face cam because Casey's playing this blindfolded right now.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Yeah, so he's got to play this whole game blind. I have to be uncool and watch it for him.
There's a whole song about cool guys not looking at explosions. Oh. Ooh, he's like on an angle. How do I do that?
I think you might have to use your sword.
How about some rockets? Yeah, I can use the sword too. Pew pew pew.
It goes right through the environment. That's good.
Yeah, I should. It'd be a bit messy to use otherwise.
I'm gonna skip some dishes.
Yeah, skip some dishes. I
I don't want pho. What's
Pho's
good?
good.
I don't know. I've been having too much of it lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I haven't made that mistake just yet.
No, yeah.
I did have a fair amount of it, more than my own fair share.
I definitely
years ago.
Yeah. I got my girlfriend hooked. I joke around with her a lot. I keep getting her hooked on all these things that she never knew she would enjoy until like I started showing them to her. So like one thing that I think one of the first things I got hooked on was like sushi. Mm-hmm. So like, which is an easy thing to like get hooked on if you.
Yeah, there's no shortage of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, and also.
Oh yikes!
Oh god. If you're the kind of person that's like, oh crab, ugh, you know, or like I don't like raw fish, but then you actually try like a California roll, which doesn't even have real crab, but it usually has imitation crab, which tastes better than the real thing.
That's an easy way to sort of get somebody onto it. Is just be like, it's imitation. It's not actually crab. Just go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they do, and they're like, well, okay, that's not bad. And then you're like, psych, it was actual crab. And then they punch you right in the balls.
Yep, that's that, and they don't even charge you extra for it.
No.
That's how nice they are. And I'm too many choices. What do I want? What do I want, Casey? Do I want like a pizza or like a?
Oh well, there goes your first death.
Oh damn!
Restart from phase 2, please.
Oh, and you have lives.
Lives.
Ooh, careful. You want something we should get on this show sometime soon? Is something I'm actually strangely good at. I think I've talked about it before. Is a Super Meat Boy.
Ah.
And I think we could probably get it for real cheap.
Oh, no doubt.
But that's something we should. I think I can even get it on the Xbox One or something. Or maybe actually we wouldn't even have to. You could probably just get it on the PC. I'm sure you could probably find a better deal on Steam or something.
I think it started as a Flash game.
Yeah, it did.
So
I think it might even need you could just probably find it online.
Just play that one, yeah. On Newgrounds or whatever.
If that still exists.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Strangely enough, my friend gave me a controller once and was just like, "Here, play some Super Meat Boy," and I like blasted through like 5 levels on like the highest. With the highest ranking, and I was like, it's like, man, there's like, I don't know, maybe it's just natural. Not trying to gloat or anything, but just I've had.
But you kind of are a little.
Well, I mean,
just a little.
Well, you have to if you're actually good at something.
There you go.
You can't just be like, no, I'm actually really not good.
Like, no, I thought.
Yeah, and then like actually like kick everyone's butt. But I think maybe it's just like I understand the physics behind it. But I don't know. It's a tricky one, but it still is like a really fun game, and playing it is a treat in itself. Ooh, nice. You got a health. Oh, that was a health crystal or something.
That one. Ooh, it might have been actually. I think it gives you a lot of energy anyway.
Health crystal of Zanzibar. That's probably what it was, right?
Oh yes.
Oh. Gotta get those Zanzibarian crystals. Can't live without them. Zanzibarian crystals coming to a local store near you. MacArthur's Pizza.
MacArthur's Pizza. I think they're okay.
I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get a pizza. I don't know what I should get. This is tough. We don't have much around here.
No, I know.
Okay. What do we got here? Noodles. What's your? I think we haven't talked too much about. I mean, you told me the Subway story, but what? Do you have like a favorite food? What's your favorite?
I don't. I guess I don't really. I mean, I'm a cranky grown up these days, right? So I have a more refined palate, so I don't have.
Oh,
I don't have favorite foods as
Mr.
such.
Fancy over here, refined palate. Oh, I'm sorry.
Because you know what? I mean, I guess the super obvious answer is, damn it, is like good old fashioned like mom's home cooking kind of thing. Because try as I might, I never get quite bang on to like the way that she used to do it kind of thing. And,
Okay,
And
well-
even if I get close, it's like, okay, yes, perfect. And I bring it to the table, and the minute I get it served up, it's just ice cold, and everyone's like, oh yeah, this is great. Could you like microwave mine? It's like, like you never really dial it in.
So what do you do? What do you try to like imitate that you're like?
I mean, just kind of like even spaghetti, for God's sake.
Really?
Like I make up spaghetti and I serve it up, and like, I mean, it's easy, you know, like nothing fancy. Even just the cheapest, quickest, easiest, like boil spaghetti, pour some sauce on it, you're done. But the minute I get it to the table, it's just like freezing cold, and
Oh man,
like the sauce gets all watery, and it's like,
no.
oh god,
man, you gotta work on your spaghetti.
yeah. Well, I mean, this doesn't quite happen every time. Like there are times, of course, where I go whole hog and I make my own sauce, and I've even made my own noodles a couple times.
Yeah, it's a time thing, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, getting to sit down and not
Damn
sit
it.
down, but getting a chance to like actually reserve time to cook food is a tough thing in today's life. You know, like I'm caught a lot. Thank God for my girlfriend at times. Being a student, she gets off like, you know, she doesn't always stay at school, so she has a lot of time to be at home and not trying to be like, oh, woman in the kitchen. Like that's I'm really against that in certain ways, because actually if you go, I was watching I've been really into like watching like not cooking shows but cooking history. And it turns out that like men were more of the cooks than the women, and when it came to hunter-gatherer time periods. But like it was more of a collaborative effort, but it was like the men would always obviously like go and get like the giant pork roast, and they were known for cooking the large batches of meat, and the women were more known for like picking the vegetables or whatever, right? But it was obviously always collaborative.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, it's always nice that like sometimes I would get home and my girlfriend would be like cooking up like a supper or something like that, and it's always nice. She makes a really good everything almost, but like soups. Like we're really big on soups. Actually, we've been cutting back on red meat. So like we've been trying to find ways of like making really fulfilling dishes without red meat, and soups is obviously like one of the easiest. Or chili. Chili's a good one. Use ground chicken instead of like red meat. But man, have you ever? Oh
Should've
man,
done
you know what
that.
you should try? You'd really like it. Refried spaghetti. Have you heard of this?
I feel like I've tried that before.
Where it's like you just make spaghetti like you normally would, but then you like slap it on a frying pan. And like you just cook the spaghetti on a frying pan. You get like you gotta really do it fast,
Yeah.
because like the noodles can get really crunchy. But if you put it on a high heat and then you slap some noodles on there and you spin them around really quick, you get this perfect like crisp noodle. It's not crunchy. So like you get this kind of chewy, crispy, fried kind of tasty spaghetti.
Yeah, one thing I've been wanting to master a little better is baked spaghetti.
Ooh, baked spaghetti.
Because it ends up kind of like lasagna. Like you get a much more sort of consistent sort of texture with the whole thing. And it dries it out a little bit too, so it's it's like nice and chewy, and you gotta it changes the texture. It makes it it's different, and because it's different, and I don't do it very often, I kind of like it.
Nice. I've been trying to do the baked potatoes things a little more often nowadays too, where you or have you heard of the loaded baked potato, where it's where you like slice it up like really 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 thin, and then you basically it stays together, but it's like if you were to cut it into like fries, but like the bottom end of the potato doesn't necessarily, you're not cutting it all the way through.
Like if you scallop it almost.
Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, I think they're just called scalloped potatoes, aren't they?
Maybe.
No, scalloped potatoes like when you actually slice them.
That's when you like get the cheese and the onion.
Yeah. So that's kind of like what I do, and I've been doing that a little bit more lately too, and it's really delicious because if you get like the crunchy outside, but then the really nice soft inside. It's also really funny as a social experiment, or even like just listening to myself talk about food and how easy it is to go on about it for hours. You could talk about food for hours because it's something that
Everybody's got to eat.
everybody's got to eat. What about you? Do you have a favorite dessert?
I don't do dessert very often, to be honest.
What?
I mean, okay, that's not. I mean, it is true. It is true. I don't do it very often, but
like, if
President's Choice chocolate chip cookies are my favorite cookie, and I can say that with confidence.
Yeah, man, something about them. They must put crack cocaine in it.
They clearly do.
Yeah.
Because I've got to be careful when I go down the cookie aisle. Because if they're on sale, I go for it.
Yeah, man.
That's the rule I've set for myself at least. Like, I don't pick them up whenever, only when they're on sale.
Yeah, I got to. Or if the President's Choice cookies, if you like, sometimes they'll just do like the. Oh man, you're still doing okay though. If you sometimes
I do better when I have like no health.
Yeah, it's more stressful. But yeah, sometimes here in the superstores and the Loblaws, the President's Choice cookies, sometimes you can get them for free if you fill out a form.
And I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done that before. So you can get like 3 bags of cookies sometimes if you just like fill out like email information. And it doesn't even have to be legit. They just do it for commission. Yeah, and then they just like, oh, here's 3 free bags of cookies because we have too many. But I love that. I always take advantage of that when it's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, always. Choo, 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 choo.
This is Princeton Private, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to crop that out.
Send us your junk.
Cut this out right here.
It's okay. I didn't give the address. Kind of gave you a rough estimate where to
find my family.
Yeah, where to creep on us. It's okay, man. You're not staying here, so.
Yeah, I guess not.
Just tell everybody where you live, so that next time someone finds one of these videos and hears the address, they start sending like junk mail to like someone that lives here and doesn't actually live here anymore.
That is a good point. I'm going to be moving, so.
Just give out your address.
So it's only going to mess with me for a little while.
Yeah. Actually, I had a buddy of mine that lived in an apartment, and he had a he was homosexual, and he had a neighbor that was like very anti. He was very homophobic, and basically like called him out on it. Was really rude about it. And what he decided to do was he left the apartment, but he remembered the address because he didn't want to stay there really long. He had bad roommates, and it was not the best spot. But what he decided to do, because he really got annoyed with this neighbor of his, is that he saved the address and sent him weekly subscriptions of gay porn.
Nice. That would get expensive.
Well, it was not like free, like because like.
Oh, okay.
You can. I don't know how easy it is now, but it was basically like just ads, right? Like that's all it was just like he would just get like a free subscription, and he would just like keep signing him up to like get like the first free month or whatever, or because like there's so much. Not to talk about pornography exclusively or anything, but there's
this is a children's game, you know. No, this is a family-friendly game, I should say.
All right. Well, anyway, explicit content.
Anyway, gay porn.
Anyway, he'd send him all this like gay porn ads and stuff like that, and then like I remember he would walk by the place, and you'd always see like the mailbox is like stuffed to the brim, and like flyers are like falling out and getting like brisked away in the breeze and everything, and it was just like he really just put a smile on his face.
Boy, bad.
Just like sweet revenge. Have you ever had like a bad neighbor or anything?
Not really, to be honest. Gotten pretty lucky with that. I haven't had a lot of neighbors. I haven't moved around as much as some people have. Yikes. I mean, when I was living in an apartment for a while, for a couple of years anyway, there was somebody on my floor who never recognized me and my roommates. So anytime we came back, she would, and you know, not knocking this as a practice because it is very wise, but she would, you know, like yank the door shut behind her when she saw us coming. And a couple times we had gotten close to her to be like, we live here, and like showed her the key, and she's like, I don't know, you slam the door.
Oh my God.
Just like, fuck. So like we open up the door. But like obviously again, like this is a very safe practice. I'm not discouraging it to be certainly, but it did piss us off because this like it was once or so a week for years.
Well, okay.
That this was going on.
Wow.
And we would, you know, beep ourselves in, and she'd be like trying to like force the elevator door shut, and we would just like rip it open and just be like, we're going up. And then she's like, what floor are you going to? Same as you, because we did live on the same floor. And she's like, oh, like getting scared and
wow. Just like
and like steps out of the elevator and just like watches us like go down the hall and go into our apartment while we're looking at her, just being like, what the fuck, lady? Like
so shut off. That's I feel bad.
Yeah.
That like I feel bad for her, not you.
For her mostly. Yeah. Forget us. Like, you know, again, like it's definitely a good idea to, you know, keep people out of the apartment that you don't know. But honestly, like, how often do you have to see somebody before you recognize them?
Seriously.
Lady who's old and probably dead now.
How old do you think she was?
Oh, I don't know, like 60s, 70s, something like that. She was old anyway. Old enough.
Old enough.
They're mixing it up on me. Ooh, they got like purple guys.
Yeah, what did they like they kind of, and they're boxing you in more too, which is tricky.
Yeah, this is a unique sort of spin.
Like limiting how far you can move to kind of make it trickier for you. The trick seems that those little like power crystals just disappear. Those Zanzibar power crystals of Promethean 6 disappear on you pretty quickly. So you gotta,
They do, yeah.
you gotta collect them while you still can.
Quick.
Yeah, this could be your sword could be pretty useful here.
That is true, actually. When I got in here, it was like, by the way, you have a sword.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. It's because I played a lot of Geometry Wars, so I'm used to.
Yeah, just
I'm used
blasting.
to just staying at maximum distance and just blasting away.
Do. I'm gonna get the local food of Ottawa is shawarma. It's
Nice.
everywhere.
Yes, it is.
But finding the best is the key. Do you have a spot that?
And to be honest, most of it's basically the same.
Yeah.
I don't really have a favorite spot anymore because they tend to stay open only for about 2 or 3 years tops, and then they close and then move one door down, kind of thing.
And then they come up with a sequel.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't exactly have a favorite because any of the ones that I've gone to in my youth are long gone by now.
Oh yeah, did you have one that was favorite when you were young?
Even then, I still didn't. I like shawarma just fine. I just never got super into it.
Was it like always here
No.
when you were growing up?
No, not really. Not that I was aware of. I didn't go downtown too much back in my ute.
Back in your ute.
My ute.
Back in my ute. Back in my ute. That sounds like a rap song. Back in my ute, I was a flute. I toot my hoot.
Go on.
Back in my youth, I was a flute. Hear me toot. Back in my youth. I don't know.
I love it.
What do flutes do?
They toot?
They toot. They flute toot. Skaboot. I don't know, things that rhyme with oot.
Kalamazoot. Buy a new suit.
Okay, now you're getting there. Back in my youth, I wore a suit. I wore a flute. I don't know.
Back in my ute. See you tomorrow.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, well, we'll figure something out.
I promise you one rap about being a flute and tooting and wearing suits. 5-star rating on Instagram. Get it here while it's fresh on IMDb.
You're gonna love it. SoundCloud, it's all there.
Yep.
Bandcamp. Download links in the description, the comments.
Sign up for my free newsletter next time on Frame Perfects.
Next time.